Hello, welcome back to Bradow's Blockbusters. I'm Michael Bradow.
I'm Jeremy Alves.
And this is our monthly recap for the month of March 2021. This month was Mel Brooks month, so we're going to list off our top 3 movies out of the 3 movies that we watched this month. Would have been 4 if it weren't for unforeseen consequences. But, that being said, we could just move straight into number 3.
3.
Yeah, so
Okay.
What's your number 3 there?
My number 3 is, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
It's the weakest entry to you, right?
Yeah, I honestly think it's Mel Brooks' last good movie. Even though by the time he was already downhill.
Right.
But I think Robin Hood brought him back up just a little bit, and then he went back down again with... I never seen Jack the Dead and loving it, but I've only heard not so good things about it. But Robin Hood Men in Tights, I thought it was... Yeah, I think it's his last good movie. And, he takes a familiar story, and he puts his little comedy magic in it and sprinkles it all around.
He's like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
His fairy dust.
Yeah, I thought... I'm just gonna... I guess I'll speak for all of them and say they're all funny.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're all funny. They're all funny. They all have their cute little gags, even though they're probably they're tired back then, and they're probably still tired now.
Mm-hmm.
But I thoroughly enjoy Robin Hood Men in Tights. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles, number 3.
It wouldn't be so low. Okay, it's not that it's low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously there are only 3 of them. But it really depends on where you're placing it between what you're placing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is why with these 3 movies, it's the lowest on the ladder for me with these 3. If we threw other movies in there, it would probably be higher, Sure.
No, yeah, I get you.
But it's my number 3 out of these 3. It's good. I enjoy it, but it's also one that I don't think I'd watch as often as the other.
Blazing,
yeah.
Right.
It's one that I probably would. It's one that I'd take a break from, especially regarding the more politically incorrect.
This is the more risky.
Yeah.
The more risky comedy here.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more.
Well,
even though History of the World is also rated R.
Most of them are politically incorrect, which more power to Mel Brooks. However, I don't know. Some of it makes me slightest bit uncomfortable, and I think that really shines through here.
Yeah.
In Blazing Saddle, so that's why it's my number 3 out of these 3 now.
So I guess my number 2.
Yeah, number 2
is History of the World Part 1. Well, I guess for here it does count the same as Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think they're both good. I'm pretty sure I gave them the same grade, B. They're both funny. Again, it's just stories, or in History of the World's case, historical, not stories, but I guess.
Right. Yeah.
And then Mel Brooks sprinkles his magic comedy wand, and bam, all his gags and jokes are in it.
Right.
But the thing is, I think History of the World had better costumes and sets, and there's something we just talked about in the review. It was costumes, sets, and it was something else. But I thought it was just a tiny bit better than Robin Hood Men in Tights. But yeah, History of the World, same thing. Funny, it's a good movie, and cinematography didn't do much for both.
Right. My number 2 is actually Robin Hood.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I am really surprised at that.
One of my top Mel Brooks movies.
Oh wow!
Until today.
Wow.
Because I agree with you. It's good, only somewhat original.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Robin Hood and History weren't that original to begin with, but yeah, go ahead.
History just kind of it has more to it.
I get. Are you going to number 1 already, Michael? Come on now. You gotta talk about Robin Hood.
Well, yeah, but you went straight. Or, no.
Yeah, I went to History because that's my number 2.
I'm stupid.
It's alright.
But no, Robin Hood is...
This isn't scripted. This is what sucks. But anyway.
Robin Hood is really good. It's definitely one that I definitely will... It's always going to be in my top Mel Brooks films.
Yeah.
But I don't know. After watching History today, it was just it bumped down just the slightest notch.
It's just a slight, right?
Yeah. So obviously that leads my number one to be History of the World, which I think was just a really good film, like in all aspects, or most aspects. I don't know.
Well,
then your number one.
I guess yes. My number one is Blazing Saddles.
Hell yeah.
I do appreciate that Mel Brooks parodies different things every now and then, because Blazing Saddles was obviously the Western genre. Mm-hmm. History was the like historical epics genre, and then Robin Hood was the fairy tales. And if we were gonna do the other one, Young Frankenstein,
it would have been monster movies,
monster horror.
Yeah, same with Dracula.
Right? Yeah, but I really want to watch that. But
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs was Star Wars and space.
He's definitely one of the best parody
filmmakers. Oh, for sure. Up there with the Zucker brothers and
the Wayans brothers.
No, not the Wayne. No. Okay, no, no, they didn't direct, but their brother Keenan Ivory, he made Scary Movie 1, which I'll give him that. And I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, that from 1988. That's a good one. All right, there he did good. But after Scary Movie, no.
Right.
But yeah, Blazing Saddles. Again, it's funny, even though today it would not.
It would definitely not fly.
I don't think out of all his movies, Blazing Saddles would be the one that would be okay. Nope.
Yeah.
But I think I remember giving it good cinematography because of the Western setting, and then how they go from Western to freaking the set of a movie,
right,
the movie set, and then they're out on the street of Hollywood. I think Hollywood, somewhere, but yeah, it's just a funny movie, and I think it's the only great one we've seen this month. While History and Robin Hood were good, I think Blazing Saddles was great. And I think it pioneered for comedies to go like a little bit. Okay, we could go more extreme with comedies now.
Right, yeah.
Which I don't even think I mentioned that in the Blazing Saddles review.
Well, you mentioned it.
Yeah, and then after like comedies could go more extreme.
It opened the door for like more raunchy
stuff like Animal House or Caddyshack.
Hell, even Zack and Miri.
That's years later, but yes. Of course, you're naming movies we have seen for this.
No, what I'm trying to say is that having something like Blazing Saddles opens up the door for more movies
to be outrageous,
to take the risks.
Yeah.
Like Zack and Miri did, or any other movie that might do that kind of thing.
It's risky.
Exactly.
But he did it.
Exactly, and it paid off.
It did. I really enjoyed Blazing Saddles, but I guess we're talking.
I like all three of the movies.
I do too.
It was hard to rank them, but
yeah. This month Blazing Saddles is number one for me, and then History of the World Part 1.
I'm still waiting on 2, 3,
We're
4,
not
5, 6,
getting.
7, 8,
We are
9.
no. We aren't getting those.
Should.
But I would just like to say, if we did watch Young Frankenstein this month,
that would have been number 1.
Oh fucking oh yeah, it definitely would have been number 1.
No,
I love Young Frankenstein.
No offense to you, but I think that one's probably one of my not least, but
if it was this month, it would be lower.
Yeah, if we had watched it this month, it probably would have been for me.
Okay, and then for me, everything would have boosted down 1.
It's probably like the weakest out of the 4 for me personally.
Yeah.
But obviously everyone's different. So.
Because obviously I love black and white.
Yeah.
I love old monster the old Universal monsters. Obviously it's pairing Frankenstein.
It would have been our second black and white.
Yeah, Ed Wood. Ed Wood was the first, and then Gene Wilder was in it.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Mel Brooks' best movie, and not only is it, if we would have done it this month, it would have been number 1. It's probably my number 1 favorite Mel Brooks movie of all time. And it probably is one of my favorite comedies of all time, too. I really love Young Frankenstein, but sadly, that's the one where something happened.
Yeah.
Couldn't watch it. But I will say, if I had to make a top 3 best Mel Brooks movies, because it's too quick. Let's do a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we had to talk best 3 Mel Brooks movies, I would definitely have to go with still Young Frankenstein number 1. Blazing Saddles would be number 3. And then number 2 would be a movie called The Producers. That's his first movie ever that he ever directed. Really? The Producers in it is... Oh, well. Alright, well.
You didn't say when.
So you're telling me we're doing my top 3 Mel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing my number 2 and 3, but for my number 1, it just had to happen, you know?
Listen, you can't help that.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, I'm like, of course it happened to me, but, well, if we had to pick your top 3 Mel Brooks of all time, what would it be?
Number 3, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Number 2, fuck it. That fucking threw me for enjoyed it so much.
Alright, I think I know what number 1 is.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Yeah, I think that's a good one from him also, but, again, after History of the World, that's when he started going a little down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Spaceballs was also a good one, but one of my I don't even think it'd make it to top 5, because I think 4 and 5 would I have like other 2 in mind, and they were before History of the World. So, and if you know what they are, you know what they are. But yeah, funny dude.
Chef's kiss to Mel Brooks.
So I guess next month is just
random shit.
Again, we're back to, or we're hopefully random shit.
Yeah. Let's hope for smooth sailing, right?
Oh boy, please do.
Anyways, this has been Bradow's Blockbusters. Make sure to put your own top 3 in the comments below. Like if you liked it. Subscribe if you like more. New commentary tracks every Friday. New reviews every Monday. New recaps every last day of the month. You know, just enjoy. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Bradow.
I'm Jeremy Alves.
And see you next month.
Peace.